What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Guys, I'm trying a new lipstick. Do you like it? I lost my favorite lip gloss while I was on the trip, which is really sad. But I'm not that mad because it was almost finished. I needed to buy a new one anyway, but since I don't have it, I'm taking this opportunity to try the lipsticks that I already have. This is one. It's like a brown. I put like a brown gloss on top. I kind of like it. I can't lie. Like, it's kind of giving. Anyways, to give an explanation of why this video is so late. If you saw on Friday, I posted a post on the community thing on YouTube saying that I woke up with a scratchy throat and I wasn't feeling very well, but I would try to have this video up by Saturday because I assumed that I wasn't really getting sick. I was just kind of feeling under the weather, because that's the same thing happened the day after my birthday. I got sick and then the next day I felt totally fine, so I was like, okay, it's probably that again. No, I actually came down with a full cold, and it was not fun. It's not the sickest I've ever been, but I've still felt terrible and not well enough to film. That's why this video is very late and won't be up until Tuesday. I'm filming this on Monday. But I feel much better now, well enough to film. So yeah, that is a rundown of my sickness for the past 3 or 4 days. So fun. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about everything involving my trip to California and the cruise and everything like that. Also, I'll be talking about the plane ride and my experience with that. So that's pretty much it for this intro. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the video. So the first thing I want to talk about is the plane rides. We left on July 1st. If you saw my last video, me and my mom ended up staying at her friend's house just so that we could all leave together when it was time for us to go to the airport, because our first flight was at 5 a.m. We stayed at her house overnight. I did not sleep at all because I wanted to tire myself out on the plane so that I would be able to sleep majority of the second plane ride, because the first plane ride was not that long. We had a connecting flight, so we went from Virginia to Charlotte and then from Charlotte to LA. I wanted to be able to sleep majority of that second plane ride because I knew it was going to be 4 to 5 hours, and I was like, I did not want to be awake this whole time. So I did not sleep at all. Weirdly enough, I mean, I feel like it's not that weird, but weirdly enough, leading up to the plane ride, like when I was staying awake, I was not nervous at all. I wasn't even really thinking about the plane ride. But then obviously that changed once we got on the plane, and I was like, why is this happening? Like, I was just so scared because I'm scared of heights. If you don't know, I've said it on the channel before, but I'm scared of heights. So flying is something I knew I was eventually gonna have to do. I just did not think it would be a 4 to 5 hour flight to California. So that kind of caught me off guard. So fast forward, we get our bags checked in, we go through TSA. To be honest, TSA was not as bad as I thought it was gonna be, but it was still annoying. Just because I feel as though, obviously when you go, people who work at the airport hate their lives, or they act like they do, which honestly, if I worked in the airport, I would too, because you're just dealing with people all day and you kind of have to repeat the same thing all day. Then it was time for us to board the plane. So as I'm boarding the plane, obviously my anxiety is kicking up and I'm like, I'm actually about to do this. Like, I can't believe it.
I kind of feel silly for admitting this, but I'm actually really nervous. This is my first time.
We're gonna cry!
We get on the plane, sit there for a while, then it's time for us to take off. And so when we take off, I'm holding my mom's hand because my mom has flown before. My mom doesn't enjoy flying either, but she's flown before. This is like my first time ever, so I don't really know what to expect. I'm expecting it to feel like a roller coaster. If you know me, I don't like roller coasters. Do not bring me to the amusement park with you. I'm expecting it to feel like a roller coaster. It kind of did in the beginning, like taking off, because they have to pick up speed and like altitude to like break through the, what do you call it, like barrier. That's not the word I'm looking for, but you know what I mean. It was just a lot of adrenaline running through my body, so I could not stop shaking. It's not even that I was really scared. Like, I was scared, but I wasn't that scared. It was just a lot of adrenaline pumping through me. My mom was my rock, my support, because she was like holding my hand the entire time. Obviously everyone was right. Once you get up in the air, it's not bad at all. Like, at all. Like, you barely, I mean, obviously sometimes the plane will shake a little bit, but you're going through clouds, which are just super thick, so you have to get through the clouds. But it wasn't that bad. I felt like I was tense the entirety of that first plane ride, and then after that it was just like kind of easy. Like, the second plane ride was a little bit of the same thing. I didn't shake as much. I was a lot more used to it. But by the third plane ride on the way back, I felt like a pro. I was like, oh, this is light work. I could say I probably have gotten over my fear of flying. It's not nearly as bad as I thought it was. I just think if you've never flown before and you're scared of heights, you're obviously gonna think the worst. But yeah, it's really not that bad. So if you have not flown and you're maybe about to fly soon, or you're like, I'm never gonna fly in my life, I just want you to at least try it one time and see that it's not that bad. Make it a short flight though. Don't try to go to, like, you know, California if you live on the East Coast. Take a trip, like, if you live on the East Coast, like if I live in Virginia, if I wanted my first flight to be short, so I would have taken a plane to like Atlanta. That's like an hour flight, you know, or Charlotte. That's like a 45-minute to hour flight. So yeah, it's really not that bad. You know, I'm just really dramatic, but yeah, I can probably fully say I'm over my fear of flying now. It would be nothing for me to get on a plane now. Obviously, for the rest of my life, there's gonna be that little voice in the back of my head that's like, what if? And I'm like, but that's just the risk of flying. And they always say, you know, it's safer to fly than it is travel in a car, which I get it, because the accident statistics, like, there are more car accidents happen than plane crashes, but still, I'm like, which one's scarier? Because I've been in a car accident. It wasn't a bad one, but I got a scar from it. I don't know if I ever showed you guys that scar. I'm gonna show you, hold on. That little scar right there, it's very faint, but it used to be a lot more prominent. It's from when I got in a car accident. If you guys want a story time of that car accident, let me know. I'm not going to talk about it in this video because I have a lot to get through, but if you guys want a story time on that, let me know, and I'll put, I mean, it's not that exciting, but like, I'll put it up here if you guys want it. Anyways, moving on. We land in California. I'm really proud of myself because I'm like, I did not think I would make it here today. Thank you, God. Also, all of this is a surprise for my mom, so she just thinks that we're like going to California for her birthday. No, we're getting on a ship. So once we land, an Uber picks us up and is taking us to the cruise ship, which my mom does not know we're getting on. And beforehand, my mom's friend had told the driver, don't say anything about us getting on a cruise. Just say that we're, you know, going to a hotel. So when we get in the Uber, he obviously has a GPS system on his phone that speaks to him. The GPS system is like, on our way to Carnival Radiance cruise line, and he like tries to shut it off. Do I think my mom heard it? Yes, but I think she pretended like she didn't. We drop our bags off before we board the ship so that they could take everyone's luggage to their individual rooms, because once you get on the ship, the rooms don't open up until 1:30. So that gives them time to like take everyone's luggage and put it in front of their door. So once you get to your room, that you could just take your luggage inside, which I think is really considerate, instead of just carrying around your luggage while you wait for your room to open up. The specific boat we went on was Carnival Radiance. It was a really nice boat. Like, the boat was so nice. Then we went to the dining area, which is where everyone was. Like, everyone was either in the dining area or at the bar downstairs. And I'm not gonna lie, the first day was super overwhelming and overstimulating, just because, one, I had no idea what to expect. So I was like putting all of my trust in my mom's friend, because she cruises a lot. Like, this is not her first cruise. She cruises all the time. And two, there's just a lot of people. Nobody's room is open yet, so everyone is just out in the dining area. So we had to like get our food, which felt like it took forever, and then we had to find a table. So my friend's husband like kind of wandered off to find a table, And then it took us like what felt like 10-15 minutes to find him. And by the time we sat down, I was like trying not to be, but I was so irritated because I was like, one, I just want to sit down and like eat because I haven't eaten at all today. And two, I was like, there's so many people and I just can't. I don't consider myself a people person, but I'm not rude, you know? And I'm very much an introvert, I think. So it was just a lot because there was just a lot of people there. Anyways, after we eat, we kind of wander around the ship a little bit, waiting for the rooms to open, just kind of getting familiar with the decks and stuff. By the time we do all that, then our rooms finally open. My mom's friend had gotten both of us, like me and my mom and her husband, suites, which was really, really kind of her. So we go in. The room is really nice. I regret we didn't take any pictures or videos of our room. I'm gonna try to describe the room. So when you walk in, this is the door. You walk in, it's like a little narrow kind of hallway. It's not even really a hallway, but it's just a walk entryway. There's a full-length mirror here. You walk in, there's right in front of you is like a sofa, and then when you turn this way, there's the TV, and like there's a little desk under it. Not a desk, but like a little dresser where they have water and glasses and ice. If you keep going towards where the sofa is, there's a balcony out looking out at the sea, which was really cool. Me and my mom sat out there one day for a little while, and it was really like calming and like cool. So if you're facing the balcony, if you turn this way, there's 2 twin beds, and then there's a nightstand in between it, and then there's a nightstand on the other side. And then if you face the TV, on the right side of the TV, there's a little vanity. There's like a walkway, entryway kind of, and then there's a little vanity, and then behind that is the bathroom. I wish, this is not making sense, I wish I would have taken a video of the room, but I'm like the worst YouTuber known to man, and I forget to take pictures and videos of like everything. One thing I can say about the West Coast, specifically California, the weather is amazing in California. Like, I live on the East Coast. If you live on the East Coast, you know it's so hot here and so humid. Like, I wouldn't even mind heat if it just wasn't humid, but it's humid all the time, which makes it unbearable to be outside for more than like 10 minutes. Not even 10, like maybe 5. On the West Coast, it's so cool. Like, it's still warm. It gets like in the 80s, but it's not humid at all. And that could have also been because we were on the water. It's like more breezy and more windy, but it just felt so nice. And I miss that weather every single day. Since I've been back, I'm like, God, it's so hot. I can't handle it. That first day we got there, honestly, we didn't do that much, but we were so jet lagged because California is 3 hours ahead. Yeah, 3 hours. No. 3 hours behind the East Coast. So I was so jet lagged. I ended up falling asleep kind of in the middle of the day. We kind of just took day one to kind of wind down from traveling and stuff. But we did end up going to dinner around 6 something. The food for the entire trip was amazing. So you have to make reservations at restaurants. On this specific boat, there was a sunrise and a sunset restaurant, which was essentially the same restaurant, just different levels. And you had to make reservations. And each time you went to eat, you got a starter, an entree, and a dessert. And that was just really nice, just to have your meals planned out and cooked for you. And the service was amazing. All the service people were really, really nice. And then later that night, they had shows on the boat, like singing, dancing shows. So the first night they had a welcome aboard show, and there were 6 singers and dancers. But the welcome aboard show was really cool. It was just kind of like a medley of different songs that they were singing. There was no specific theme, but they were really, really good. I wish I would have taken a video. I didn't think about it, but it was really, really cool. So after that, we turned in really early because we were all very tired and jet lagged. So that was pretty much our day for day one. We didn't really do that much just because it was a travel day and we wanted to wind down and kind of sleep. Day two was my mother's birthday, so that was really exciting. So day two was when we stopped the boat for the first time, and we stopped at Catalina Island, which is a little island that is broken off from California but is still a part of California. And I had no idea that California had an island. But it was really cool, so we stopped there. So that was the first thing we did after breakfast. We had to go down to the first level to dock off the boat, and then we got on a little shuttle boat and went over to Catalina Island. And Catalina Island is the cutest little island you'll ever, it's just like its own little town. Like, it's so cute. Like, it has like hotels and restaurants and coffee shops and stuff like that, and it was just really cool. We walked around for a good little while. I bought some things that I may make a separate video to show you. I didn't buy that much, but I bought this really beautiful dress from Catalina, and I love it so much. So maybe in another video I'll show you that. I don't actually know where it is right now. I would have to find it. Catalina Island was really enjoyable. I got coffee. The coffee was so good. Oh my god. The coffee was so good. We bought stickers. I got this one sticker. I bought 2 stickers. Well, my mom bought them for me, but I just have one on hand that I put in my water bottle. And it says Avalon, Catalina Island since 1913. I don't know if you can really see it, but it looks like that. And it's really cool. I love it. And then I got another smaller one that I put on my laptop, but my laptop is upstairs. We walked around for a good while, just kind of sightseeing, bought a few things, and that was really, really enjoyable. So once we went back to the boat, like the cruise ship, I know we did go to another show, like similar to the one that was like the first night, but this one had a theme. It was a rock show, but it was like 70s rock, which was really fun. It had like Led Zeppelin and stuff like that, and we got good seats that time. Like the first night, our seats were good. They were higher up and farther back, but this time for the second night, our seats were further down and like closer to the stage, but they were still up. They weren't like floor seats, but it was a really, really good view. And our cruise director, his name was Mike. Also, I want to talk about him, but when we went to the show, he was saying that they were having technical difficulties, which couldn't allow them to give us the full show. But I, for the life of me, could not figure out what they were missing, like what the technical difficulty was, because the show was great. So the cruise director on the ship, and I don't know the actual like definition or like his job description, but in my eyes, he is in charge of like majority of the activities on the boat. So he's running around all day kind of hosting activities and stuff like that. You could just tell he loves his job. He was obviously like a real party starter because that's his job, but he was just so energetic, and like I loved his personality. And at first I was like, is this really his personality or is he just faking it? And my mom was like, I don't think you could fake that. Which I'm not like saying, like, I'm not in a bad way, but I'm just like not in a bad way, but I was just like, I wonder if he's like, obviously he's probably not like that all the time, but I'm just like, I don't know. I just really liked his personality, and he was really good at his job. And what shocked me, because on one of the later days, I think it might have been day 4, we went to this Q&A that he held, and it was just for anyone on the cruise ship to ask him questions about anything, like his job, the boat, or whatever. And what shocked me is that he was newly promoted to his position, cruise director, which shocked me because I'm like, it seems like he had been doing it for like so long, but he's just really good at his job. So he was really fun. I literally went to every single activity that he hosted because I just liked his personality so much. And that was really fun. So yeah, he was really, really good at just like making people feel comfortable. I got to take a picture with him. I'll put it in the video. This picture was from night 3, I think. And this was from a 80s rock and glow party. It was on the Lido deck, so it was outside. It was so cold. It was later at night. I didn't bring my jacket up there, but they were passing out little like glow sticks. Not like the snap glow sticks, but they were like styrofoam and they had lights inside of them, which was really cool. But that was really fun. So that was what that picture was from. Once we got back, backtracking. Once we got back from Catalina Island, we decided to retreat to our rooms to kind of just decompress before dinner. And when we went in, the guy that was housekeeping our room, he was super nice. I loved him. But when we got back in, I'm gonna put pictures up here. They did something for my mom's birthday. They wrote "Happy Birthday, Miss Gerald" on the mirror, which was super cute. And then they made a little towel animal and then a towel cake and put it on our beds. And that was so cute. I feel like it just kind of shows that they care about their guests. Like, I know they probably do that obviously for everyone when it's their birthday, but I just thought that was super cute. And then when we went to dinner that night, they gave my mom like a little piece of cake and sang her happy birthday, which is super cute. I loved it. And my mom is like me. She's an introvert, so she doesn't really like that much attention on her, but I find it hilarious. But I would be just like her if the same thing was happening to me. After dinner that night, dinner was delicious as always. And then after dinner, they were having this Motown kind of gathering in the lobby. And my mom loves Motown music. I love Motown music too. She kind of raised me on it, but like she listens to it a lot more than I do. So I was like, obviously we have to go. And I just thought it was so like coincidental that they were having the Motown night on her birthday, which I was like, that is so like perfect. We stood on the deck above where the floor lobby was. I have a video of it, so you'll see. We were standing above everybody else. But Mike, our cruise director, was hosting that too, and it was just really fun. It was just basically them playing Motown music and him kind of hyping up the crowd. That was really a lot of fun, and she had a really good time. So I'm just glad that she had a great time on her birthday, because that's kind of all her friend wanted. That was the whole point of this trip. And before this, we never really would celebrate my mom's birthday. Not that like, you know, I didn't want to, but I would be like, Mom, what do you want to do? And she'd be like, oh, nothing, you know. And it makes me mad because I'm just like, I want to do something. I can only do so much. I don't drive and I don't work. So I'm just really glad that, her friend decided to do this for her. And it makes me happy just because my mom, this is gonna sound mean and I don't want it to sound mean, but my mom never really had a lot of friends before her current friend right now. And it's just really great to see her have someone that really cares about her, like truly. Because I'm not gonna lie, I would worry about my mom and I'd be like, Mom, you need friends. And she'd be like, no, I'm fine, like I'm okay, because she's such a loner. She met her current friend through work, and they work together now, currently still. So I just love that. I love that she has a friend now, and her friend obviously really cares about her because she planned this whole thing for her birthday, and I just don't think anyone has really ever done that for my mom. So I really love that, and it makes my heart smile. That Motown thing was really fun. She had a really great time. And then after that, we retreated back to our rooms because it was kind of getting late. But I think day 2 was the best day out of the entire cruise. Not that I didn't have fun on the other days, but night 2 was the most memorable for me. And it was really fun. Night 3 is when we made our stop in Mexico. So that was the whole point of this cruise, is going from California to Mexico. I've never been to Mexico and I've never been away from the East Coast, so 2 major milestones in one trip. So we stopped in Mexico. That was like the first thing we did in the morning after breakfast. We went and got off the boat and went to like walk around Mexico. So I'm not gonna lie, it was a little difficult to enjoy Mexico just because there was constantly people outside of their restaurants and stores trying to beckon us in, which I get it because you have a business to run and you have tourists coming, so you're like, oh, we got to make the most out of it. But it just made it really difficult to enjoy because there was only one way to pass by them. It's not like there was two like paths so you could like there was a way to avoid them. Like, no, if you walked all the way down, you had to come all the way back, and they every time they saw you, they would come up to you, be like, oh, you ready to come in? And we're just like, no, which like it's because we had already eaten before getting off the ship, so we weren't currently hungry. We ended up going in this one restaurant just because my mom had to use the bathroom, but I mean, everyone was really nice though, like obviously because they want you to come in, but like everyone was really nice and considerate. So we went into this restaurant because my mom had to use the bathroom. The restaurant was nice, you know. We sat on the balcony, so we ended up getting, food wise, I took a picture of my plate too. We ended up getting this breaded shrimp that came with rice and like a side salad. It was really good. The rice, I'm not gonna lie, the rice was the best thing on the plate. It wasn't even Spanish rice. It was just like, it looked like regular white rice, but it had like almost a chickeny flavor to it. It was so good. The shrimp was fine. It was okay. And then the salad was fine too. For drinks, we got Coke. And I forgot that Mexican Coke is different from American Coke, but I didn't know what made it different. So I looked it up and I was telling my mom, and it turns out that, I'm sure people already knew this, but Coke in Mexico, when they make Coke in Mexico, they use cane sugar. America uses high fructose corn syrup. Mexican Coke is so much better than American Coke. It just feels like lighter when you drink it, and it tastes better. I know they sell Mexican Coke in America, but like it's like kind of rare. I don't know, like you go to certain restaurants like Panda Express, they sell Mexican Coke. Chipotle sells Mexican Coke, but I just never knew the difference. So now if I find Mexican Coke and I go somewhere, I'm gonna buy it because it's so much better than like American Coke, and healthier, obviously. So yeah, we ate and we sat there for a little while eating and just like talking. But that was the first time I had Wi-Fi in a while, so I spent, like, I don't usually do this. Like, if I go out to eat with someone, I'm not usually on my phone. My mom has trained me to put my phone down when I'm out to eat with someone and like actually have a conversation. But since they were talking like amongst themselves, and this was the first time I had Wi-Fi in like 2 days, I spent majority of the time on my phone. I'm not gonna lie. Once we were ready to pay, I forgot about the pesos to US dollars like difference. So he showed us how much the meal was in pesos, and my mom was like, okay, how much does that translate to in like American dollars? And he did the math and he was like $83. It was actually insane. It just caught all of us off guard, because if you saw what we got, I just feel like that does not add up to $83, but maybe it does, I don't know. But my mom had no problem paying it. She paid it. The service was great, so I mean, there was nothing really to complain about, so she paid it. And then we ended up walking like across the way to these shops that people had up. And the first thing I bought, obviously I bought some things, and the first thing I bought when we got there was this bracelet. I've had it in my hand this entire time. This bracelet that has my name on it. And so when we first got there, he was asking if we wanted one, and I was looking at them and I realized they had names on them, and I was like, oh, you're not gonna have my name, because my name is so unique. If I don't know if I've ever said my name on this channel, but my name is Zaire, which is a fairly unique name. It's an African based name, but I never could find anything with my name on it just because it's not really an American name. So I was like, oh, you're not gonna have my name. He's like, no, I'll make it for you. And I was like, oh, like, for real? He was like, yeah. And it was only $7, and he said it would take under 5 minutes. So my mom was like, why not get it? Because you're not gonna find anything else with your name on it. And I'm like, you know what, you're right. So I picked out this design of thread, which is like, it's kind of different shades of red and then black, and then my name is in white. And he made it in front of us, and it was really cool to watch him do it. And it did take under 5 minutes, and it's just really cool. I love it. Like, I don't have it on right now. I take it off because whenever I wash my face, I don't like when it gets wet. I don't like the way it makes it feel. So that's why I don't have it on right now. But I love it so much, and I'm gonna cherish it because I will never find anything else that has my name on it. And this was specifically made for me, so I love it. Then we walked around a little bit, and my mom wanted to she bought a bag for her boss at her job, and then she bought a t-shirt, 2 t-shirts for my aunt and cousin, and then she bought a hoodie for herself. The hoodie is so cute. It's like pink and red. The hoodie is pink and it has red writing. And my mom never buys anything for herself, which I like try to get her to, and she just doesn't do it. So I'm like, okay. So I was happy that she finally bought something for herself. And then she bought me this, it's upstairs, I'll show you in a different video, but she bought me this Nightmare Before Christmas Jack Skellington themed blanket, and it was $50, and it's huge. It's huge. Like, it takes up, like, when fall comes around, that's the blanket that I'm gonna put on my bed. It's huge. It takes up, because my bed is queen sized, it covers my entire bed. So I'm like, dang, this was like worth it, and it's a good quality blanket. And it's so pretty. I'm gonna show you in a different video. So that's pretty much all we bought from the shops over there. But a lot of the shops were selling the same thing, so it wasn't that much to look at. After that, we left and we decided to board the ship. So once we got back in, since we got back in early, we chilled until later on when it was dinner time. My mom's friend had reserved for us to go to this specific restaurant on the ship called the Fahrenheit. And it's like a really nice restaurant, which I wish I would have known because I would have dressed up better, but I don't think it really mattered. It was kind of like this dim lit like restaurant, and the people that were serving us had formal attire on, so it was like a really, really nice restaurant. And we got sat, and it's like kind of the same thing. We got a starter, an entree, and dessert. I can't express to you enough how amazing that food was. Like, I was actually upset that I couldn't take it home, because if you know me, like if you know me personally, I really don't eat a lot, or most of the time I don't finish my food in one setting. Like, if we go out to eat, it's guaranteed that I'm taking some of it home. Like, I can't finish all my food in one setting. I don't know why. But like on the boat, you can't take it back to the room because I don't really think you're supposed to have food in the room. You got like snacks and stuff, but not like food. And there was no microwave, so like you couldn't heat it up. But I took pictures of everything. Okay, for like before you get your starter, they gave us these little like mini hamburgers. They were so freaking adorable, and they were really good. For my starter, I got a Caesar salad, which is what I got for most of the time for my starter, because I love a good Caesar salad. Like, and then for my entree, I got this farmhouse chicken. Good night. It was so good, and it was these big like chicken thigh pieces. Oh, I'm actually angry that I didn't get to bring it with me. Like, it was so good, and I just didn't expect it to be that much chicken. And then for my dessert, I got this like apple tart thing, and that was really, really good, and it came with ice cream. It was super good. But that restaurant was so great. That was also like an extension of my mom's birthday, because she couldn't get the reservation on my mom's actual birthday, so we went the day after. And they also gave her when they brought her dessert, they wrote happy birthday on the plate and sang her happy birthday, so that was really cute. Then I think we kind of went our separate ways, and we went to different activities. So my mom's friend and her husband went to something else, and then me and my mom went to this activity that Mike, our cruise director, was hosting, and it was called Guess That Groove, and I got to participate in it. Okay, like, if you know me, I think I'm not diagnosed, but I struggle with anxiety and social anxiety, and I don't tend to really put myself out there much. So I kind of wanted to change that, because I'm like, I'm on a cruise ship. I'll probably never see any of these people ever again, so why not? So when the lady was looking for volunteers to come up and do the game show, I like raised my hand and she picked on me. And I got to get on stage. My mom recorded the entire thing. I'm not gonna put the video in here because it's super long. I mean, I could put maybe a snippet of it, but like, I'm thinking back on it, I'm like kind of embarrassed, but I don't know why. So I was on a team of like 4 other girls, and it was really fun, even though we kind of sucked. Like, it's not even that it was hard. I think just the pressure of being on stage makes it hard and makes it harder to think of like the right answer. But like every single answer that I gave was wrong. Even though, no, the first one, because the first round was like, you have to guess the title of the song. And I knew the song. It's that song, every time I hear the song, I think of White Chicks. The one that's like, easy to walk around, to walk around. Yeah, I know that song. I didn't know the title, but one of the girls was like, oh, I think it's Tricky. So I went up and I was like, Tricky? Like, as a question. It was not a confident answer at all. And in the rules, he said it had to be the exact song title. The exact song title was It's Tricky, not Tricky. And I'm like, dude, you totally could have gave me that. Like, it was... I think I got it right, but it had to be the exact title. So I was like, you know what, whatever. But after that, I just bombed every question. Like, it was terrible, but you know, I'm proud of myself for putting myself out there. And also, everyone else on my team got majority of the answers wrong too, so I don't feel alone. But my team ended up winning because there was a little girl on our team and they pretty much like gave her the answers, so I was just like, whatever. But my team ended up winning and we all got these little trophies. I have a picture of it. And it was really cool. It was just a cool experience and I'm glad I did it and put myself out there. After that, then we went to that rock and glow party that was on the Lido deck, where I took that picture with the cruise director and the rest of the activity hosts. Day 4 was pretty much a lazy day. I'm not gonna lie. There was not that many. I'm not gonna lie, there was a lot of activities happening, but not really a lot that we wanted to go to. It was really me and my mom most of that day, just because my mom's friend and her husband kind of went to a lot more activities that we didn't want to go to. So we kind of spent that time walking around the ship. We went to the dining hall, got something to eat, got some ice cream, sat on our balcony, looked at the, you know, water and stuff, and that was really, really cool. Since the 4th day was 4th of July, later that night they were having this 4th of July bash, which obviously I wanted to go to because it was in the lobby. So it was like kind of similar to the Motown thing, except they were playing like 90s through 2000s music, which, bro, the music choice was bomb. Like, I also took a short video of like just all the people down there and like kind of a sweet moment of like when he was talking to the crowd. I'll put it in this video.
Now one thing, this is your 4th of July bash, and I want us to all look around right now. Look around each other. Because it doesn't matter where we come from, who we love, or the color of our skin. All that matters is we come in and have a great time. We're all celebrating the same thing here. Why can't we come together and celebrate it together? That's all what a cruise is all about. Celebrating life together. Today, we're celebrating 4th of July together, and that's all that matters here.
But yeah, day 4 was kind of not that productive for us other than that, but it was really fun otherwise, and I had a really good time. So that's pretty much it. Day 5 was literally us getting off of the ship. I'm hoping I didn't miss anything. There was just so much, and I like am such a bad person about writing things down and taking pictures that I'm hoping I didn't forget anything. But I think I hit pretty much every important mark of the trip. Yeah, long story short, if you're thinking about taking your family on a cruise or even cruising by yourself, because I think cruising by yourself could be cool too, but if you think about taking a cruise and you're like kind of hesitant, I would definitely do it, especially if it's Carnival. I haven't been on any other cruise lines. My mom's friend is trying to take us on Royal Caribbean next year, which I think could be fun. So But especially if it's Carnival, if you're thinking about taking a Carnival cruise, I 100% say do it, because I had a really good time. But I'm just glad I got to spend time with my mom, you know, because me and my mom have never vacationed before. Like, this is our first like ever official vacation. I just kind of wanted to make a video about the trip just in case anyone was curious. And if you're thinking about taking a cruise, that's how my experience was. I had a really good time. Everyone was super nice. The service was really great. We didn't run into any issues at all. So that's pretty much it for this video, guys. If you liked it, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and leave a comment down below of if you think you would ever take a cruise, or if you're gonna take a cruise at some point. I would love to know. Also let me know if you've been on any other cruise lines, like other than Carnival, like Royal Caribbean or anything else, and let me know how your experience was on those, because I would love to know. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.